Guys, welcome to my channel. In today's episode we are going to be talking about the USA. But before that, please subscribe and ring the notification bell to watch more of our movies. So there are 50 different states in the USA, and that's why there's 50 stars on the USA's flag. These 50 stars are for show the 50 states. So here are their names and their capitals, the main focus on today's video. So we are starting in alphabetical order. So let's start. Alabama Montgomery, Alaska Juneau, Arizona Phoenix, Arkansas Little Rock, California Sacramento, Colorado Denver, Connecticut Hartford, Delaware Dover, Florida Tallahassee, Georgia Atlanta, Hawaii Honolulu, that's an island, Boise Idaho, Illinois Springfield, Indianapolis Indiana, Des Moines Iowa, that's a French-speaking place, Kansas Topeka, Kentucky Frankfort, Louisiana Baton Rouge, Maine Augusta, Maryland Annapolis, Massachusetts Boston, Michigan Lansing. So after that there's Minnesota St. Paul, Mississippi Jackson, Missouri Jefferson City, and Montana Helena. Then there's Lincoln, Nebraska, and Carson City, Nevada. Then after that there's New Hampshire Concord, New Jersey Trenton, New Mexico Santa Fe, and New York Albany. Then there's North Carolina Raleigh. Then there's North Dakota Bismarck. Then there's Ohio Columbus. Then there's Oklahoma, Oklahoma City. Then there's Oregon, Salem, Pennsylvania, that is Harrisburg. Then Rhode Island, Providence, the smallest US state. And then South Carolina, Columbia. Columbia is also a country in South America. Then there is South Dakota, Pierre. And Pierre is home to Mount Rushmore that has the 4 most known presidents in the United States. So after South Dakota, Pierre, there is Tennessee, Nashville, and Texas, Austin. Texas is the second most largest state and the second most populated state at the same time. So then there's Utah, Salt Lake City, and Vermont, Montpelier, and after that there's Virginia, and Virginia capital, that is Richmond, and Maryland and Virginia share the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. So the location will be right here. So then there's Washington, Olympia. Don't mistake it for Washington, D.C., the capital. Then there is West Virginia, Charleston. Then after West Virginia, Charleston is Wisconsin, Madison, that has the most besties inside the United States. And then there's Wyoming, the last state, and its capital, Cheyenne. So more about the United States and its history. So here's a picture indicating when the United States turned into 2 halves, the USA and the Confederates. The Confederates were Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Virginia and North Carolina. So those were the countries inside the area, the states inside the area called the Confederates. The other ones own the other states, that is the USA, part of the USA. So soon the USA fought against the Confederates, and the Confederates lost, and they joined with the USA, and then it made the USA larger. So then when the USA was in its early days and fought most of its enemies out, the Russian Empire gave to the USA the largest US state today, Alaska. And it's also the second and it is also you hear it second when we're talking about the US states in alphabetical order. So Alaska is the largest state, and it was given by Russia in the younger days of the United States. So let's starting with the history of the USA. So first it started like this: Native Americans, all of the natives, and then Spain existed. Spain went in the United States first, and then killed all of the Native Americans. And then once Spain had done that, it was kicked out by France that came into North America soon later. Then the USA did not exist at the time. Britain came and made its own colonies, the famous 13 colonies. And France had the not so famous 15 colonies. And Spain had the very, very less amount, 10 colonies. And that's a very good reason why Florida speaks Spanish. Due to that, before, when in the younger days of the United States, Spain owned that part of the United States. So then the 13 colonies turned into the U.S.A. But not the flag that we know them as today. You might think that the Betty Ross was the first flag of the United States. That's wrong. There was 13 stripes and then the British flag in the left-hand corner. So that was the first flag of the United States. So after that flag, then the United States said that they are too much like Britain. And then they changed the flag so they wouldn't look like they are Britain, that was their enemy at the time. So when they changed it to the Betty Ross, then France became a friend. And when France became a friend, France also hated England or the UK. And then both of them joined each other to fight against England. And England eventually lost. And once they have lost, then the Louisiana Purchase happened. And then France was, before it was Spanish, Louisiana was Spanish. And then the Spain and France had a treaty, and then Louisiana became French territory. Baton Rouge. Rouge is red inside French. So that's to tell that it's completely French. So when that happened, then the USA, it started becoming hard for people to get corn because you need to go from Louisiana up. So then when France made a treaty with Spain, it became a little easier due to France gave it to the United States, due to that he does not want Britain, their enemy, to go to the area. So once the Louisiana Purchase was there, then after that, there was a God-given right to the United States. The God-given right was that God gave the given right to the United States to expand from the Atlantic to the Pacific. And who was stopping him from going to the Pacific? Mexico. Mexico had bad wars with the United States that left 4 new states to the United States. Their names are California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Texas, it was a bad idea for Mexico because it started American immigrants to come into the country. And then most of the Texas people started speaking English. And then they wanted independence. Due to that, most of their people speak English. Bad idea, Mexico. So then Texas became a country. But Mexico did not believe it's a country. So when it was a country, only two countries known it as a country, the UK and the U.S. So then it wanted to be part of the U.S., but the U.S. did not allow. And then it started making its own money and getting its own president and enforcing some laws. And then after a few years, the United States changed its mind and it became a state. Then California went from Mexico. Then Arizona. New Mexico was badly injured but then came out. And then Mexico went a little down, and that's how Mexico looks today. So now the U.S.A. have expanded. Great. Now it was time for the sale of Alaska from the Russian Empire. Great. You guess it's done. No, it's not. There's one more thing. So then there was the space race. You think that Neil Armstrong was the first guy to go on the moon? No. The Soviet Union put the first guy to go on the moon. Actually, it was a dog. So when the dog went to space, the United States was like, oh no, the Soviet Union have won me. I shall defeat him. And then he sent a human being to space. And then the Soviet Union was a loser. And then after that, after the space race or the space war that I like to put it as, then the Soviet Union broke into many different countries and Russia was the largest of them. And then that's the history of the United States. But there are more parts of the history of the United States that we left out that we'll learn in part 2 of this video. So we have come to the end of our video today. Please subscribe and ring the notification bell. Stay home, stay safe, have fun. Bye guys and have a happy day.